guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Okay, it's time to do an update on Gardners. Tyson Gardner, the Gardner Quad Squad, Ashley Gardner, the Gardner Quads, the show Rattled, TLC, YouTube, the Gardner Quad Squad. There's all kinds of stuff. The Gardners in general. Okay, let's just talk. Back in June, I did a story about Tyson Gardner after I had received some messages from some fans of the channel that were concerned about messages that Tyson was sending to different fans of the channel. The channel is a channel on YouTube that follows the lives of their 4 daughters who are quadruplets, 2 sets of identical twins, and they were featured on the show Rattled. They have been sort of marketing this family and the girls since before they were even pregnant, or before they actually had them, I should say. Ashley did a viral post where her pregnancy test and her ultrasound sort of like showed that she was having quadruplets, and they have been sort of marketing and making bank on these kids ever since. It has catapulted them to get a show on Rattled, or TLC, called Rattled, for a very short period of time that followed families of new children or babies. There was also some stuff with their YouTube channel, which they have been uploading on with all kinds of content related to their daughters. But it wasn't necessarily that stuff that had people upset. It was that Tyson, the father, had been utilizing his platform and speaking with individuals that were not of legal age. And he was utilizing his platform, these fans believed, to sort of speak to and flirt with young girls. And this had people obviously very upset. So it was first came out, and if you're new to the story, back in around 2018, where he was found having Snapchats and sending flirty messages. And then it sort of has escalated over the years to people from his past and fans basically saying, yeah, he followed me, he sent me these messages. I was 16, 15, 14, 13. And all of these people said that they felt as though the messages were not appropriate. Following that, Tyson actually puts out so I put a video out, and then that results with Tyson actually responding by saying, yes, I do admit that I've had some inappropriate conversations with people. I do admit that these were not okay. I do admit that, I'm going to take care of this. And Tyson promised that he was going to, he suddenly had deleted his Instagram. And so that's why people were like, well, what's going on? So he acknowledges that he deleted his Instagram, and then he basically says, like, I'm going to stay offline, I'm going to stay off social media, and I'm just going to manage this with the help of my family, my friends, and my church. And so people were wondering, like, was there going to be any sort of investigation? Was there going to be any ramifications for this? And thus far, I have been able to find nothing. More than, I would say, a dozen, maybe even 24 people came forward and provided me conversations and screenshots. And unfortunately, unless someone makes a report, there's not a whole lot that you can do on YouTube to start a process like that. And I'm certainly not going to be the person that does that, because I cannot make a report for somebody else. One of the biggest things that people have been wanting to know is, like, what is going on with them now? So it's been about a month. I did my first video on June, 4th or 5th, and they responded, I think, on June 8th. And then by June 20th, Ashley was going to take time off from her Instagram page, and by June 23rd, she was back posting for her makeup. So Ashley has an Instagram page where she sells like this multi-level marketing brand of makeup, and she had one of her friends kind of show up for a few days named Amanda that posted some photos and was posting sort of, Ashley will be okay. Ashley then goes on to both her Gardner Quad Squad and then onto her other Instagram, the larger one, and then her personal one, all letting people know that, like, she felt humiliated. She didn't know what to do. She wasn't sure, like, where to go. She was asking people to send her grace and grant her grace as she tried to sort of pick up the pieces and figure things out. And at that point, there wasn't a whole lot to say. Tyson deleted everything. She says, I'm not going to be posting anymore, but then she does start posting. So here is where we are today. Ashley is fully back on Instagram. She is on her personal Instagram, and she is posting photos about her makeup. And on her Instagram, even today, she was out posting photos of lip glosses that her company Ashley sells a product called Lip Sense, and she has been today posted a video with her trying on the different lip scent shades. And in the video, she was seen not wearing a wedding ring. I don't know if that is typical. She was actually seen in a photo wearing her wedding ring today when she uploaded her video on Instagram. She did not have a wedding ring on.
Satin matte glosses just showed up on my doorstep, and I'm freaking out. And I had, guys, I haven't even broken the seal on these. We're gonna do this together. Okay, so you've got Bella Matte, Hazel Matte, Praline Matte, and Cream Matte. Let's see what all these look like and how they feel and everything. I'm so excited. You guys know I wore Praline.
Now, on her Instagram, she did have somebody ask her a question, and they wanted to know when she was going to be back. And she said, almost nonchalantly, she said, the fan said, "I'm a fan and I'm worried about you guys. I follow you on YouTube and I hope your family is okay." And she said, "We're doing good, just taking a break from that right now. It's a lot of work." She's telling fans that they are just taking a break because it's a lot of work. And it's sort of like we've forgotten why they're taking a break. Why are they not on YouTube? Why are they taking a break? She certainly is entitled to continue to do her thing and like support her family. No one is trying to stop her from that. The concern here is that people still want them to post content. They've posted a few photos of the girls. There has not been any new uploads to their channel since this whole thing broke, which I suppose in a way is good, right? But at the same time, people are still concerned that Tyson might have started like other Instagram pages. He might still be communicating with some of these edit girls. They're concerned that Tyson has sort of faded into obscurity, and that as long as they sort of stay quiet for a little bit of time, that suddenly he'll be able to come back and the same sort of behaviors will be able to happen again. And this sort of is what happened the first time. So back in 2018, he got caught doing the exact same thing. He deletes his Snapchat. He says he's not going to be on social media. Then he comes back, he creates a new Instagram, and then he's back at it. And so people are now concerned, like, okay, Tyson, you've deleted your Instagram, but they're worried that he's going to start a new Instagram. Now, some people have been sending me what they believe to be his new Instagram accounts. Obviously, I have not been able to verify them, so I have not reported on anything. Does he have another Instagram? He might. Is he going to stay offline? I don't know. There's no accountability. If nothing happened legally, there's nothing that's going to stop him from doing this. And unfortunately, like, Ashley is just not saying anything about it. Now, one of my fellow snarking channels and Instagrammers, influencer Momsnark, she actually sent me a photo, and she said that somebody who is a friend of Ashley's actually saw Ashley post a photo with her and Tyson, and this was actually over the 4th of July. And this is what they said is, "I just saw on Ashley's personal page that Tyson is very much still with her." And as she posted a picture of the two of them smiling on the camera on July 4th. So it looks like once again, she got away with his stuff. And then they posted the photo, and then the person said, "This feels like a big F you to everyone. Seeing them together is such a disgrace." So that person says, and then the photo is there. So I'll show you a screenshot there. But it's interesting because they are kind of just like going on like nothing happened. And then somebody who, I was not able to verify this, but someone said that they are a neighbor of theirs and they have not disclosed who they are, or they don't want them to know who they are. They basically said that they've seen the two of them together in the area and they are very much still together. They have not split up as far as they can tell, and he's still living in the same house. And it seems as though the Gardners want to sort of just move on from this and pretend like it never happened, even though there were dozens and dozens and dozens of edit girls and fans that have come forward and said, like, he did these things, he said these things, this is totally inappropriate. And sadly, like, YouTube hasn't stepped in or done anything, and they haven't posted on YouTube. So it kind of feels like the story kind of stalls. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do much more than tell you, like, they're still together. She's still posting her makeup. He does not, for all intents and purposes, have a public Instagram. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have a sock one or the one he's usually using under sort of cover. That doesn't mean he couldn't still be talking to young people online. It doesn't mean that this behavior has stopped. It simply means he got caught and now they go underground for a little bit and maybe it'll continue. So I wish I had more conclusive information. This is just where we're at today. If you have any information, if you are still like connecting, or if you know of any Instagram accounts or any accounts that you think are connected to him, please send me tips. You can do that at on my YouTube. In my about section, you can get my email address and send me anything you have. You can always send me DMs too on Instagram, where that has seemingly been the best place for me to communicate about this story. Otherwise, for now, it seems like the family is just going to try to brush this under the rug and keep moving forward. And then I'm sure when this dust settles, they'll be back on YouTube acting like nothing happened. So what are your thoughts? Did he get away with it? What about Ashley only taking a few days off and posting makeup again? And why do you think they're just acting like nothing happened? I would love to know what your thoughts are, and do you think he'll get away with it? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.